What's happening, crypto fam? Happy Monday. Good morning and welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here. I appreciate you taking the time out to consume the content, so thank you. I want to chat about Flare again this morning. I'm still getting questions about Flare, even though the snapshot's been now, it was this weekend. Still getting questions about it. What exactly is it? What we're looking forward to. I'm getting questions about the data stuff. So basically, I'm going to read through. I did a live covering most of it, and obviously they get long-winded, the lives, and I didn't crop it up into a smaller video. So I'm going to try and compress it here now into like 10-15 minutes of general reading through two things really, and I'll drop both of the links in the description. One's a Binance Academy letting you know what Flare is from the other week, and the other one is Flare himself, the additional information. The Binance Academy, what is Spark and the Flare network, is basically just letting you know it's a distributed network with some unique properties. It can be used to create two-way bridges between networks such as Ethereum and the XRP ledger. This means that it allows XRP token to be used with smart contracts. Spark token is the native token of Flare. A portion of the supply is airdropped to XRP holders, including those on Binance. All you have to do is hold your XRP on Binance and you can get your share of the airdrop tokens. But what is a Flare network, basically? The Flare network is a distributed network that integrates Ethereum virtual machine. The EVM basically converts smart contracts into instructions that computers can read. This enables a network to run Turing-complete smart contracts. Turing completeness means that it can run virtually any computational task as long as there is enough memory to run it. It's very interesting. It means that it can combine some powerful properties to create an ecosystem of decentralized applications. In short, Flare aims to be a way to scale smart contract networks. Flare uses a consensus protocol called Avalanche, which has been adopted to work with Federated Byzantine Agreement. I hate that word. FBA is a consensus mechanism used by networks such as the XRPL and Stellar. We won't get into technical nitty-gritty here, but the bottom line is Flare's consensus algorithm doesn't rely on economic mechanics like the proof of stake to maintain security of the network. Links in description, guys, and a lot of these words are hyperlinked to other places explaining it in more depth. If you want more depth than I'm giving, chase the sources, chase the links, follow the hyperlinks, and go and get that information. Do your own research. So what are these economic mechanisms that they're on about? We'll take a token like Ether for the Ethereum network, for instance. Once Ethereum fully switches to proof of stake in Ethereum 2.0, the security of the network will be entirely dependent on validators who stake the token. This means that by extension, the security will be dependent on the token and the amount of it that's staked. Flare's consensus protocol doesn't require this. But why is this worth noting? Because it enables a network token to be used for other types of uses. Even ones that would be dangerous for networks that do rely on the token for security. Basically, according to the creators of Flare, this design choice adds more versatility to the token without compromising security. So what's Spark? Spark, the native token of the network. Its base use case is similar to that of other native tokens to prevent spam attacks. If transactions would be free, spamming and congesting the network with useless transactions would also be free. In addition, the Spark token can be used for the following functionality: as collateral within decentralized applications or dApps, for providing data to an on-chain oracle, and to participate in the protocol governance. These three components aim to enable an ecosystem of applications that rely on Spark called Spark-dependent applications, or SDAs. SDAs can also allow for trustless representations of tokens on other networks, even ones that don't relatively support smart contracts, natively, that don't natively support smart contracts. Is it starting to come together? Yes, this is where XRP comes into the picture. What is the FXRP token? FXRP is a trustless representation of the XRP token on the Flare network. It can be generated and redeemed by XRP holders through smart contracts. The system also relies on participants who put up Spark tokens as collateral and earn fees during the creation and redemption of FXRP. This, combined with the potential arbitrage opportunities, should ensure that one-to-one peg between XRP and FXRP is maintained. Remember, when we talked about how Flare enables smart contract capability on networks that don't natively support it, that's exactly what's going on with FXRP. It allows XRP to be used with smart contracts and without the need for a central party to issue wrapped tokens, in other words, a trustless manner. Right, I'm a bit pulled two ways about this. Don't get me wrong, I think it all sounds great, but it also all sounds like what Codius was supposed to be, so I'm pulled two ways. Part of me is like, well, why have the people that have built Codius not carried on contributing to Codius, and why is that not progressing as much as most of us were told it would be? And why has it ended up Flare doing it instead? Smart contracts for XRP were going to be through Codius. We was told that for years, and all of a sudden Flare just comes out of nowhere smashing it. Next in that article is about the snapshot, which has already been. Excuse me. But the next bit is the data bit. That's the bit that really got me interested, and let me just refine this again. I'm only going to read a fraction of this article now and this data, because I read it all during the live stream, and the link will be in the description for you to go and read it yourself. With regards to how you receive the tokens, why is the distribution structured this way? Boom. So the number of tokens being minted on Flare is the same as if the distribution were to happen all at once, hence total supply at the end of the distribution is unchanged. Blah, blah, blah. The staggered distribution model should act as an additional way to incentivize agents and groups who want to be agents and data providers to Flare, and further incentivize them to participate sooner rather than later. So there's be an incentive to hold your Flare longer and to stake it, and there's a reason that's why the staggered release is coming out. So these parties bring value and utility to the network, and the distribution model aids development and decentralization of the ecosystem. Beyond being an incentive to generate utility on Flare, the staggered distribution should also provide a strong incentive for interested participants to absorb excess liquidity from sellers. It is understood that many who hold Spark may not be able to directly participate in the FTSO by providing data. The system allows for the delegation of your Spark votes to data providers in return for a share in the profits. I mean, this is where it gets me going ping. When people start saying for a share of my data I get a share of profits, I'm like, yes mate, I'll click all the fucking cookies I can. I'll fucking accept them all. Cookies. Because I want a share of the profits. Delegation to data providers involves no risk to your Spark tokens in the same way that staking for proof of stake chains is offered at exchanges. It is likely that delegation to Flare data providers will become an available feature as you exchange for it. There are already several entities preparing to become data providers on the network, and it's likely that many will join towards launch. So it's part of the incentive pool. We've also making F assets. Now, I don't want to go too far into F assets at the moment. There's no hyperlink or further information on the Flare data providers. Now, let me just have a little quick search before we bounce, because I've got to go work, mate. Gotta go work, mate. Flare network data providers. What is Flare and why we're building it? How does Flare? So is this just Flares at the core of the blah blah blah? Flare, so. Now this is a pretty long read. What I've got here, I'll throw this in the I'll throw this in the description, because this might have a little bit more info on it. So the Spark dependent applications, the SDAs it was talking about, FXRP is the first example of an asset used in that way. An SDA is defined as an application that uses in its construction some combination of Spark for collateral, the Flare time series oracle, and Spark token holders for governance. I mean, this is a there's a lot of information in this one. And I literally want to chase up the data. So I'm going to chase up some of the data providing information on data providers, how it'll work, get some numbers down. And I'll do a last final video before they do more information, because there's no doubt they're going to release more info soon. We're going to be able to trade them on BitTrue within the next few weeks. So, well, within the next week, mate. In the next week or two. Literally 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks. Yeah, there's so much information there. I mean, there's grants and investments to help develop Flare. The foundation takes technical. I think I'm super excited about it, but I've got to be honest, the thing I'm almost the most excited about is the fact that I may now start getting paid at least off one platform just for my data. And we're not talking massive amounts of data, we're talking cookie data, email addresses, stuff like that. I don't know if at first on the Flare network it's just going to be the voting date, like what you voted on Flare, or your data within the Flare network, or what. All I know is I want platforms where I can add some of my data to the cookies, and then anyone else who uses that data and profits on it shares the profit with me. That's all most of us have really wanted for a while regarding data. It's like with the value thing, innit? I don't really care about currencies and all that anymore, and money. I as long as I've got spendable assets and the entities that I choose to put my value in don't let me double spend, I'm generally happy. And the one after that would be the fees. How much is it costing me? But the double spend, the pending payments, it taking flaming ages, they're the main things that we need to get around. 3 to 5 day pending payments and all that are no good. It needs to be almost instant settlement, seconds. People making millions and billions off all our data while they're not passing us any of that back. That needs to change. We need to start earning off our data, our value, whenever anyone else is. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. We're getting closer to the promised land. That's all people really need to know. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours. Yeah, invest in yourself, invest in the internet of value, turn hobbies into revenue as soon as you can, and live long and hold on to it all until you're ready to let it go. Yeah? And just enjoy your week. Gratitude, guys. We woke up again. Some people aren't waking up today, and going back to the absolute, so RIP to those people. And wishing health and happiness to the rest of yous. Yeah, until the next one, peace.